Hey, it's Roxana Hanna, and today's dish for the slow carb recipe is going to be a bean dip. Now, I've told you in past videos that I'm searching for the best bean dip, and I'm going to keep making them, and I'm getting closer and closer, and I think finally I found the best bean to make the smoothest, creamiest bean dip with as little extra ingredients as possible. So what I'm thinking is, originally I used a white kidney bean, a cannellini bean, and now I've switched to the flageolet. Someone who speaks French, please help me out. But I switched to this bean, and it's sort of a light green and white. There's like two different colors in it. I don't know if it's easy to see from there. Okay, so I soaked the beans last night. This is them soaked and rinsed, and I'm going to boil them according to package instructions. I don't know, it's pretty easy to do. And I've made this before using these beans. I'm going to replicate that exact recipe because I was floored by how creamy and smooth the bean dip was. It tasted like like there was mayonnaise in it, like a creamy potato salad would taste. But of course it doesn't have any mayonnaise. It just has olive oil, some garlic. We put in some finely chopped kale, and we put in some chives and some spices, and I'll list all those out for you. And that's about it. We whip it up in a blender, and it's great for dipping vegetables in. It's great just on a spread if you're eating any sort of sprouted grain dish outside of the slow carb diet. It's good for a topping on sandwiches and all kinds of really great stuff. Dip your cucumbers in there. Super healthy, packed full of protein and fiber, and it's just really good for you. So let's get started. All right, so while the beans are cooking, I'm just going to get ready. I have my baby kale all stacked up neatly, right, for me to chop. And because I'm putting the kale in the bean dip without cooking it first, I want to chop it super fine, right? Kale can be kind of rough. And I found this baby kale at the farmer's market, but you may not be able to find a softer baby kale. So if you're at the grocery store and you see sort of the regular kale, you want to chop that super fine, super fine. You can get the kind that has some red in it or the dark green, but if you can get the sort of long Italian lacinata or something like that, that one's going to be a little softer, a little more mild, and I think that one's going to be a better choice for the bean dip. But anyway, I have this really tiny little baby kale. And when I say super fine, I mean like, super fine. Can you see that? Just little tiny strands. Can't even see that. Chop it up as finely as you can, because remember, you want to think about consistency of food and the way the food goes well together. So you've got this soft bean dip. You don't want these long strands or chunky long strands of kale in there that's not cooked, right? So you want it to be delicate because the bean dip is smooth. So that's why I'm chopping this finely. I'll probably go down the middle and chop it even more. Okay. I had a salad the other day, cucumbers, tomatoes, and then they put in these chunks of celery. But I mean, they weren't actually even chunks, they were like these long strands. So I'm picking it up, taking it with my fork, and then I've got like these big pieces of celery that are like poking out. It just wasn't consistent with the entire dish. You want to think of stuff like that when you're cooking, right? Just make it easy for you. You don't want food to be hard to eat. You want it to be delicious, enjoyable. You want people to come back for more. That's the goal. The concept here with finding the best ingredients for a bean dip, or at least the best base, is if you can find really great beans. Like I know these beans are the flageolet beans are really great. They have a buttery, creamy, smooth flavor. They're cooking right over there. Cooking right this way, right? Yeah. the creaminess of them with only needing to add just a little bit of olive oil, that is ideal. So when you find this really perfect base, then you just add into it ingredients that are your favorite. You can mix it up, you know, like some of those hummus dishes that are out there right now. They have them in Kalamata, roasted red bell pepper, you can get them in garlic, you can get them in, I don't know, jalapeno, chipotle, sun-dried tomato, because you have this basic base. And then whenever you want to mix it up and change it, you just add in other vegetable ingredients to make it a little bit different. That's it. So easy. Okay, so then I'm just going to chop these like this, right? Okay, good, good, good. All right, and then we have a bunch of chives. Fresh chives, they're very sweet, not too peppery. Okay, I'm just going to chop those. And I use this whole bunch because I want the flavor of the chives to be in there, right? I want this flavor of chives. Like a sour cream and onion dip, they also have those chive dips, you know, for your chips. Well, we're just doing the healthier route now. That stuff is so good. I could eat a whole bag of plain Lay's potato chips with that sour cream and onion dip stuff, but, you know, those days are over. It's not good for you. Well, maybe once in a while. That's what Super Bowl parties are for, right? Junk food. All right. Anyway, so you get the point. Pretty little chives. I'm also going to add 2 cloves of garlic. Look how pretty this garlic is. Isn't that nice looking? All right, I think I actually have one that's already been broken into. Yeah, so here we go. 2 cloves of garlic. You don't need to watch me peel these, but basically I'm just going to put 2 cloves of garlic, not sauteed, not cooked, just raw into the beans. Once they're done cooking, I'll chop them up, dice them finely, or just put them through a press just to add a little bit of zing to the beans. Right? All right, now it's time for us to make our bean dip, right? So we soak these overnight. Now they're all nice and cooled off. I let them sit there for a while. Okay, I'm putting them in a Vitamix blender. I'm going to chop up the garlic before I put it in here. The last time I just threw it in, the pieces didn't actually get chopped up enough. So I'm also going to add some olive oil. It's quite a bit, right? Okay. I'll blend it up and you'll see what it looks like. So we have our beans that were put into the Vitamix. Okay, I had to add a little bit of water and more olive oil in there to help it mix it up. I think a more ideal tool would be a food processor, but anyway, I used the Vitamix the first time and it worked great, so just using it again. Seems a little dry, so where's my olive oil? Just gonna add a little more olive oil. Okay. And here we have the finely chopped kale and chives. Okay. I want it to be most, you know, like a lot of that. Put the rest of this in there. Why not? I'm gonna add some of the white balsamic vinegar. Also going to mince some garlic and put that in here. Might as well do that right now. Obviously, you can put as much garlic as you want. I'm just doing 2. And you know, these flavors are gonna meld once they sit together for a little bit. I'm still not in love with how dry it is. I think I just let it sit out after I cooked it. I strained it, I let it sit out, and I probably should have kept some of the liquid in it and refrigerated it, but I had it on the counter while I was doing all the other stuff, so that's a good lesson to learn. The beans are going to dry out. Keep them moist. Still going to taste great. No doubt about that. These are our basic ingredients, right? What a mess. Okay. Salt. Maybe not heavy salt. Put some salt in there. Just using regular sea salt here. Okay. You can add paprika. You can add, if I wanted to spice it up a little, I might even add one of these finely diced. I might even dice up one of these Hungarian peppers, right? Peppers is the theme here. So I'm going to taste this. Yeah, okay, so we have a really simple base. So with a simple base, put some pepper in there, put some more spices, put some more salt. You know, it really does need a lot of salt. Also needs more vinegar. You can always put some lemon in there. And that's really just how you work this. I mean, you're gonna put in some flavoring, test it out, put some more flavoring in until you just get it to the point where you like it best. The thing that you can be guaranteed of is that these flageolets are extremely creamy and smooth. They taste absolutely fabulous. Okay, it's already improving. Because when you have a nice simple base that's the super creamy bean, I mean, I'm so impressed with this. I don't think I'll ever make another bean dip unless it's like a black bean. I won't make another white bean dip with any other bean besides the flageolet. So yeah, it's getting much smoother, putting more olive oil in, spicing it up with any kind of pepper that you want or not. Balsamic vinegar, more of a tart lemon you would want to use, and salt and pepper and herbs and paprika, and I mean whatever you want. It's you know, it's your dish. Even walnuts would be really good in here actually. Okay, so that's the bean dip. All right, enjoy.